In this clip, we are going to assemble the shots together using a switch node and a couple of time offset nodes. Before starting, I'd like to warn you that NUKE is not really the good software to do that, and in a normal production workflow, I would output these 3 shots separately, then do the final cuts in an editing software such as Premiere or Final Cut Pro. However, for the sake of sticking in NUKE and for the practice, let's do it. If you want to follow along, you can open the file m6_07 in the NUKE folder. So I'd like to start by shot 2. Shot 2 is going to be our first shot, and we will run this shot till just before the letters are fully formed. Let's say frame 46. Then I would like to have shot 3 starting. So let's drop a switch node and put the shot 2 in the 0 input, then the shot 3 in the input 1. Now at frame 46, I'll drop a keyframe in the which parameter and go to frame 47 and change the value to 1. Now let's cache the first 80 frames. Sweet, kind of works. But the letter finishing forming here in shot 3 looks a bit like a glitch, as it kind of pop a bit at the beginning. So let's offset this shot a teeny bit. I will drop a time offset node at the end of shot 3. And I will then offset the shot by -1 frame to start 1 frame later. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, it's definitely better. Now let's go till the end of shot 3. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly perfect, let's say frame 70. And I will add a keyframe to my switch node, and I will go frame 71 and change the value for 2. Actually, we didn't plug the last shot in there, so we'll add shot 1 retime to the input 2 of the switch node. But before, let's connect the O-flow node in the grain here to have our retime pre-come through the grain. Now let's plug shot 1 to the switch. Now I'd like to offset shot 1 as well, as I want to start a little bit later. Let's see when we can start. We can cheat a little bit here as we retime these shots, and because before it's a close-up, which is a bit abstract, so we can decide to start with the camera 1 whenever we want. Let's say at frame 110. Well, let's drop another time offset here and let's do the math. 71 minus 110, that should give us the perfect drop. Yes, minus 39. Perfect. Let's run this shot till just before the first gramophone appears. So frame 100. Now I'd like to switch back to camera 2. But as I will need to offset camera 2 as well for this one, let's connect another instance of camera 2 to the input 3 of the switch node. Before doing that, let's add another time offset, connect it after at the end of the camera 2 tree, and then connect the input 3 of the switch node to that new time offset. Now, frame 100, I will drop a keyframe in my switch and then go to frame 101 and change the switch to 3. Now it's the opposite. I need to offset this shot the other way as the gramophones are already built here. So a simple technique is to click on the time offset number here and then use the up and down arrows of your keyboard to find the right spot. If you are on the left of the unit, you are offsetting the units. You can go as well on the left of the tenths and offset the tenths that way. Keep searching till you find a good cutting point. I believe an offset of 34 can work perfectly. Okay, so make sure your viewer is still hooked to the switch node and go later on your timeline till finding the last cutting point. I believe 169 is good. Okay, now let's finish again with camera 1, when the gramophones are fully formed. Let's create a new keyframe in the switch node and finally go to frame 170 and change the value to 4. I will connect again a time offset after my shot 1 output and this offset to the input 4 of the switch. And now, using the same technique, with the up and down arrows of your keyboard, find the good cutting point. This is definitely a terrible technique. But well, it's good to know it anyway. Now I will decide where I want to end my clip. It really doesn't matter as NUKE is holding the last frame of the shot. But if you want to know the last frame of your offset clip, you can create a frame range node after your time offset, and this should give you the new frame range for this clip. Here it goes till frame 203. So let's do that. I will go to my project settings and set the last frame to 203. So this is it, a little practice with time offset nodes and a switch node. Always good to have in your skill set. Now, in the next clip, let's render the final result and have a quick recap of what we learned in this module. See you there.